Magda, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be able to open this session. I'm really conscious that we've got a real expert panel and keynote speaker to come, so I won't speak for long, but I did want to be here just to kind of underline, first of all, the UK government's enthusiasm and support for WindWorks. We had this morning our HM Trade Commissioner for Europe, Chris Barton. We've brought a delegation of some 7 British companies covering all aspects of the supply chain in the offshore wind industry as a real demonstration of the fact that this is an industry that matters a lot to the UK, and we feel that we have a great opportunity to partner in supporting Latvia in realising your objectives in this sector. And I think it's great that we've got a panel session coming up on how other industries benefit from wind farms, because I think sometimes, particularly in the press, there is a kind of image that is generated in which wind energy is certainly seen as something that is great and important in terms of generating green, renewable energy, in terms of supporting energy security objectives. But I think the kind of wider aspects of the industry are often neglected. And certainly in the UK, where we've got a really strong development of our wind sector, we've seen huge benefits in the wider manufacturing sectors. There's so much technology and manufacturing going into the industry. We've seen plants like Siemens Gamesa in Hull really helping to revitalise and support local economies. A big tech and R&D benefit we're seeing with our rapid growth of offshore wind in the UK. We're seeing huge benefits to sectors like marine tech and robotics, where the industry is driving innovation, it's driving research. And I think you can even look at this in the sense of the impact of the wind energy in a kind of local and communities context, because so often wind is looked at in the sense of the kind of NIMBY issue, that people kind of like the generation of electricity, but the negativity towards turbines within local areas. But actually, if you look at the way in which the wind sector can kind of coexist in a mutually supportive way with agriculture, for example, the advantages are really strong, giving farmers, giving landowners a kind of secure support source of funding around which agricultural business can kind of develop in a more safe and secure way. And I think there's a great example here in Latvia of one of these hookups with the development of the relationship between Latvenergo and Latvian state forests. And I think there's a lot of interest in how that will develop going forward. And even tourism, wind farms so often looked at as a kind of negative factor on the landscape, and yet if you go to Brighton, the visitor centre for the Rampion offshore wind farm is itself a great tourist attraction in its own right, with lots of enthusiastic visitors. So I'm really looking forward to this session. As I say, the UK is absolutely delighted to partner with organisers of WindWorks. We're really enthusiastic about the future relationship between the UK, Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia as you continue to develop your wind sectors. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. So, we have saved the best for last. Our entire conference is called WindWorks, Powering Economy. So it only makes sense that we have an entire panel dedicated to discussing the other industries that wind farms help and the economy that grows around them. To give us an introduction into this and an insight into what's happening, I would like to present our final speaker, our final keynote speaker, Baiba Zauere. She's the country manager for Vindr. We are going to meet her first digitally in a video, and then she'll give us her keynote presentation. Thank you.
In a world reshaped by geopolitical shifts and the need for a sustainable, decarbonized future, the energy landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. Fast-growing Vindr is at the forefront of this energy revolution.
Latvia has set ambitious targets for renewable energy capacity. After the 5 or 10 years, the most energy will be produced from the renewable energy producers in Latvia. I see that Vindr could be one of the main players in Latvia and in Scandinavia and Baltics.
As a leading force in the renewable energy sector, Vindr is committed to playing a long-term role in the transition towards a sustainable, decarbonized future.
I'm caring about my country. I want to change the mindset of people, and I want to do it right now. Vindr is already the path breaker when it comes to the developing of the onshore wind and solar power, and we're looking forward to becoming a significant part of energy solution in Latvia. Good evening. Good evening, colleagues from renewable energy, business. Good evening, representatives of ministries and state authorities. Good evening, everybody who is watching us online and still are here for this last, but not least, keynote. So I'm happy to be here to speak about the industry development around the wind farms. We are happy to be also the sponsors of this great event on sharing our knowledge. The first one, before we will start to speak about the industries which will benefit of the renewable energy business, we need to know why it can happen and why we need to develop renewable energy right now. There are 4 arguments why it should be done right now, and we can't wait. Firstly, we need to ensure energy independence. Independence from other countries, it's really, really important right now. Secondly, our country has set ambitious European Union climate targets, and we all know that we need to reach them. The time is ticking, and we can't wait. We need to act right now. Additionally, there's a sweet spot right now for renewable energy business development, because we can see how the technologies are increasing and developing, and we need to use them. And the last one, but not least, it's all about the economic growth. Economic growth is really, really critical in Latvia. Why? We can see in further slides. If we want to secure the clean and prospective future, we need to act, and act right now. At Vindr, we firmly believe that doubling our energy capacity is the key to driving the real GDP growth. And if we will not be able to use all the energy in-house in Latvia, we always will be able to export it. Here's the simple truth. As you can see, wealthy countries are the countries which are energy extensive ones. Energy and well-being go hand to hand. Thus, we really need to think about it, and we really need to doubling our energy capacity in Latvia. But how to do it? On a map, we can see where we stand, and we need to get up. But how? We can look on oil, but oil is outdated. It's definitely not green. Better don't use it. We could think about LNG, but again, are we ready to rely on imports? Maybe even from Russia? I would say no. Hydro, really popular one in Latvia. But be honest, this is maximized and there's no more potential on it. We can use it, we will do it, but no more. Nuclear. Time to time we hear all around that yes, it's the way where we should to go, but the truth is a little bit different. Nuclear is slow and too expensive for Latvia. So, what's left? There's only two things left, wind and solar. The clean, fast, and scalable, and exactly what we need. And if we are speaking about the wind and solar, Vindr come on the stage. Vindr was founded in 2019 with a vision to develop wind power projects close to consumption. In 2023, our main investor came in. InfraVia Capital Partners started to invest in this company, and also with the goal to increase capacity in Norway, Scandinavia, and Baltics. We are now active in 4 countries: Norway, Sweden, Estonia, and Latvia. Our most business is about onshore wind and solar, and of course, hybrid energy projects. Our main goal and main persons are everything for us. Our employees, a unique technique what we are using is the one who empowering Vindr. And of course, we are not looking only what to do today. We are looking long-term. We have long-term focus, 2030 and beyond. And we are really the ones who are starting the projects and who will be executing them until the end, until it will be operating. But it's not only about economic growth, but also about creating new supply chain opportunities. And it's the main topic of this keynote today. Here's our perspective on how the supply chains might benefit from wind parks. There's one really large benefit. Wind farms give long and predictable project life cycles, and it's really valuable for all the business and supply chains around the renewable energy. The companies who ensure this all supply chains for renewable energy companies can take this advantage for supply chain and grow their business. They can realize that we will be here for not 5 years or 10, we will be here for 25 or even more. But it's not only about the supply chain supporting the renewable energy companies. At Vindr, we are looking at the supply chain not only in this point of view. We are looking wider. All companies who needs more energy power to act, to make their business, can make this all happen more and more, larger and larger around the renewable energy companies. Very soon, traditional and new industries will require more. As we can see, the traditional companies who need a lot of energy to produce their products are looking best place where to stay. And if we are looking on Scandinavia example, we see they are staying next to renewable energy companies. For example, steel production companies or green ammonia companies. They are all next to renewable energy companies. And on another hand, we have the new industries. For example, data centers, AI companies, and some other ones. They all need a lot of power to act. And not only the power, they need green power. Thus, they are looking forward to build their companies next to renewable energy companies. Clear trend what we can see is that the tech giants, such like Google, Amazon, Meta, are looking in the renewable supply through massive power purchase agreements. They see this huge opportunity, and all of them are trying to get the best place where to land. At Vindr, we think we are entering in a new era, one defined by deglobalization, economic nationalism, and regionalization. There's no one who is speaking anymore about global chains, supply chains. Everybody wants to make it more closer to their country. Why? Let's have a look. If we are speaking about global supply chain, where we can get something from Russia, at this moment it's no-go. We will not do it. About USA, until now, right? Quite okay. But if we are looking what's going on, we see that USA is isolating itself. We don't want to rely on them. China, of course, everybody will say, China, there's no problem. They will do whatever they want, we want. There will not be a problem. But the question is, do we want to trust them? So, where we land in Europe. Europe needs to ensure our supply chains. And if you had to choose where in Europe to put your energy extension business, why would it be in Baltics? That's the question. And here comes the answer. To attract investments, there are two things that we definitely need: political stability and predictability. Investors, they are not coming in whatever country, which name is nice. They're really looking forward for these two words, predictability and stability. To ensure it, we really need clear strategy that our goal is to raise GDP by increasing energy production capacity. We need clear, specific renewable energy targets that we all can agree on, and trustworthy roadmap to reach it. Any investor who will come will ask you, okay, do you have strategy? Do you have goal? And do you know how to reach it? How to get to this goal? And only then, when all these three main points will be reached, it will happen. So, we call for all who are present to continue demanding predictability and stability from policymakers. At Vindr, we believe that doubling energy production is the way for the Baltics to increase the GDP. Renewables and industries around it are the way to do it. So we encourage everyone to think wider and to act more ambitious. Thank you.